Normally, I start the video off with a funny intro and go right into the show. But today, I think everybody knows what's going on in the sports world today. Those who didn't or did watch this game obviously know what everybody's going through right now. But obviously, before I obviously want to start by saying this message. Situations like these remind you of what's important in life. I mean, if you have loved ones, hug them, remind them, and tell them that you love them. Text your family. It's the best thing that you can do, because life is precious, and the most important thing is there's a man fighting for his life right now, and he's someone's kid, someone's best friend, someone's teammate, and all you can do is pray. And I think that's the most important thing that you can really ask for. Damar Hamlin is a great teammate, a great person, a great player, and I just can't imagine what everyone is going through right now. Now, the great news is I'm hearing a lot of better things going on, but we just got to keep praying and hope he gets better. That is the most important thing for us right now as a sports community. So, number 3 is in our thoughts right now. And I don't know how we're going to get on with this, but it's going to be a really tough situation to move on with. So, anyways, one more week of football, regular season football. We'll see what happens, but obviously I'm still got to do this video for, of course, everything. So, on with the show. And, of course, prayers up for Damar and his family.
Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Check it out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, the Funk Soul Brother. Right about now, about now, about now, about now.
What is poppin', y'all? It is your man, Cloudboy Bales. Welcome to another episode of Wisco Sports Weekly Wednesday Predictions. We are down to week 18 already. Final week of the regular season. Now, of course, because of everything that transpired, we don't know what's even going to happen. Of course, after this incident, the final Monday Night Football game against the Bills and the Bengals was postponed, or like temporarily suspended, which means it may be played later on, or it may not even be played at all. So, obviously, this game does really have a huge impact on the playoffs, because whoever wins this game likely could end up with the bye for the AFC. So, honestly, we know anything can happen. So, honestly, I'm not going to give my intake on what's going on with the seeding right now, because this game is obviously if it is played or if it is not played, could definitely impact everything. So I'm not going to really give my intake on it, but it's a real crazy push, and anything could happen in this final week. This is the final week that anything can basically happen. Of course, there are games that are going to be played. Obviously, some at certain times, and there was one Sunday Night Football game picked out. There were also 2 games on Saturday, so there's a lot of things that are going on. But it'll be an interesting final 2 days of NFL football. That's what's most important, and also what's most important. Let's hope that Damar gets better. That is what we want, and that anything can be important. So anyways, before I get onto the predictions. If you like this video, please subscribe with your thoughts, and subscribe, comment with your thoughts. And alright, let's get on with it. 2 games on Saturday. We have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Kansas City already has a playoff lock. Las Vegas moving on from Carr, got Stidham as quarterback. Not going to really sit there and say much, but I think Kansas City, if they want the bye, they're going to have to fight for it right now because of everything that happened. Kansas City is going to have the bye, but honestly, we know that lives are more important, so honestly, I really don't care about what happens with the seeding. I just, you know, there's a game that's played, but Kansas City, if they want at least possession of the bye, they'll have to win this game. I say Patrick Holmes does need a game. He just hasn't been playing that fantastic as of lately, but hey, I guess you just gotta do the best you can. I'll say Kansas City wins. Then next up, we got Tennessee Titans at Jacksonville Jaguars. I will say, you know, Tennessee's going downhill. They're literally starting Josh Dobbs because they really don't even trust Malik Willis at this point. Jacksonville's just been so hot as of lately. I think Jacksonville is going to ride into this. They're going to win, and they will make the playoffs. It should be Jacksonville that gets in and not Tennessee. So that's my initial thoughts on that. Alright, going on to Sunday. I'm going to start with the Baltimore-Cincinnati game because that game is actually still not... There's still no time that game is even going to be played at because, of course, it's a home game for Cincinnati, and with everything going on, we don't even know what's even going to happen with this game. Everything is just, you know... so right now it's right now to be determined. Also, and it was originally to be determined because if Cincinnati did win, this game would have meant nothing because they would have won the division. So, but regardless, I think they'll beat Baltimore. I think Baltimore just isn't that good as what they are. You know, their defense is the only reason why they're winning games. They've blown a lot of leads, but they need pretty much everything from these last couple weeks has really been because they need Lamar Jackson back. Everybody knows that. Alright. All these games, I think I'm just going to swing by them super quickly because these are a lot of teams that are eliminated, so I'm just going to pick a winner so we can get to the more important games down the road. First up, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Atlanta Falcons. I think they're going to rest Brady to make sure he does okay. In Atlanta, I don't know what'll happen, but well, I mean, I think it's important to make sure Brady's ready for the playoffs. With that being said, I'll say Atlanta. Just give Atlanta a win. Feels good to just have Desmond Ridder get another win. Next up, New England Patriots, Buffalo Bills. Buffalo, I think, you know, New England needs this win to get into the playoffs. If they don't win, you know, it's going to really ride on Miami to do that. But Buffalo wants the 1 seed. I feel like this is just going to be a fight, and they're going to be campaigning, you know, for DeMar, and hopefully things get better for him. I don't really know who to pick here, but I feel like Buffalo is going to try to win this, and I think they want to try to win this. They're going to try to have something to fight for. I'll say Buffalo wins, but I don't think it'll matter. I think New England will still get in the playoffs regardless. Next up, Minnesota, Chicago. Chicago's eliminated. Minnesota's still there. Minnesota at least wants any shot of the 1 seed. They got to win this game. I'll say Minnesota wins. Next up, Houston Texans at Indianapolis Colts. Houston could likely end up with the #1 overall pick. Indianapolis is just terrible. Actually, I'm going to say Houston wins the game. I just think that they need some motivation going into this draft. If Chicago ends up with the #1 pick, they all know they're not going quarterback, so what's the whole point? Houston should win the game on a win. That's just how I feel. Next up, New York Jets at Miami Dolphins. Jets, I'm going to say the Jets beat the Dolphins. Literally, they are without Tua. They are without Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah, so pretty much, it's pretty much looking like they're going with Skylar Thompson, and they literally signed Mike Glennon off the practice squad. I'm going to actually say the Jets win. And fortunately, Miami will be eliminated. Next up, Carolina Panthers at New Orleans Saints. Well, I don't really care about this game, but Carolina's been playing a lot better as of lately, so I'll just say Carolina. I don't know. All right, Cleveland Browns at Pittsburgh Steelers. You know what? If I think if Pittsburgh wins, they actually get into the playoffs. I think, if I'm correct, if the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins lose, I think Pittsburgh wins, they get in. So Pittsburgh could actually get into the playoffs. So I'm going to say Pittsburgh wins just because they actually have a chance, and Mike Tomlin and Steeler fans will say to this day that Mike Tomlin never had a losing record, so that's something they could be proud of. Next up, Los Angeles Chargers at Denver Broncos. Denver's eliminated, even though Russell Wilson's now been playing better ever since Hackett's been removed. I don't know what's going on. I think Chargers, will probably bench Herbert. I think they'll just want to be ready for the playoffs. Let's get Denver another win. Just, why not? All right, starting to get into some games that are very more important. Starting with the New York Giants taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles need this. If they win this game, they will have the bye. The Giants, they're not really playing for anything. They already clinched the playoffs, so I think this game's more important for Philadelphia. I will say the Eagles win this game. Next up, we have the Arizona Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers, if they win this game, and hopefully if the Eagles lose, the 49ers could get the 1 seed, so they are really trying to get at this positioning. Seattle, I don't think Arizona's even going to even have a chance, because they have nobody at this point. San Francisco should win this game. J.J. Watt's final game in the NFL. Congratulations to his outstanding career. Next up, Los Angeles Rams at Seattle Seahawks. Seattle is really riding on a playoff spot right now. If Seattle wins and Green Bay loses, Seattle gets in. So, they really need to try to win this game. Seattle knows they need this, so here's my thoughts. I will say Seattle wins because they are really trying to fight for something. Even though the Rams have really been putting up a fight against teams, Seattle is really trying to get into the playoffs. A really tough situation for Seattle, but it is what it is. Next up, Dallas Cowboys at Washington Football Team. Yeah, that was a bad idea. I knew starting Wentz was going to be the dumbest decision ever. He cost them the playoffs. Stupid move. Dallas, they have a chance to get the 1 seed if the Eagles lose. So the most important thing is Dallas wants to win this game. I will say Dallas wins this game. And then final game of the year, Sunday Night Football, the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, Detroit's season really rides on what happens in the Seattle-Los Angeles Rams game. So if Seattle wins, then pretty much the Detroit Lions are playing for nothing, and the Green Bay Packers are trying to play for something. They need Detroit to actually win to get them in, which is the crazy thing ever, because if Green Bay wins, they get in, but if Detroit wins, Seattle gets in if Seattle wins. So it's a really tough situation for them to really put themselves in. But if I had to pick, I just don't see Aaron Rodgers dropping a game like this at home to a team that doesn't do well in Green Bay. Yeah, even though Detroit has just been playing so hot as of lately, I just know that Green Bay at home, Aaron Rodgers, it's cold, it's this time, he's used to this. I just think, if Detroit wins, that'd be crazy, but I gotta ride on the Packers to, I think, there's any situation, you gotta trust Aaron Rodgers. I feel like I can trust him here. Alright, that is it. Obviously, there could be one more game of the next week before playoffs start. That's the Baltimore, that's the Buffalo Bengals game. If they decide to play that game at some point, they could do that. We don't know if that's going to happen yet, but it could. But regardless, it'll happen. I still think the Bengals will win that one. I still have that prediction. I don't think it will change anything, but if they play it or not, that'll be the thing. And regardless, if the Packers get eliminated, because that's, of course, what I do my videos off of, regardless of elimination or not, I said I'm still going to do videos of my predictions for each of the playoffs, each of the final 4 weeks of football that we have left. And it's going to be a very interesting playoffs. And, of course, that's what's most important. Of course, prayers for DeMar. Let's hope he gets better. That's all we can really hope for at this point. And if you like what you see, subscribe below, comment with your thoughts, and we will see you next time.